Alright, this is a video response to Blow Some Stuff Up Dude's video on the first comic issues of certain characters you remember reading. For me, of course, I'm a 90s kind of guy, so I started reading comics in the 90s. So a lot of my stuff's gonna be really crazy looking, to say the least. To get it started, first comic I ever picked up was Spawn issue number 1. Look at the cover price of that, $1.95. Look at that. Good old days. Anyway, I remember picking this up and my mom was like, "Oh, you can't have this," because I went to the store with her and I saw the comic and my mom didn't buy it for me. So what I did was I would get allowance and stuff like that, and I went out and bought the issue, and I would keep them stacked under my bed or something. I had like a little shoebox or something. I would keep them in there under my bed, and I would take it to school with me, and I would take it to my friend's house. I was just gloating like, "Oh, look, I got the comic that you guys can't get," because they couldn't have it either, and I was just so into it. I was so, fed up. Not fed up. I was so, I don't know, what's the word? I don't know, into myself that I had this comic because nobody else my age could get it because it was so violent and stuff like that. And my mom was going like, "Oh, that's too demonic. You can't have that," and all that. And I still would buy the issues. And eventually she found out that I had them, and I got in big trouble for that. I'm happy she didn't throw them out though, because I thought she was going to throw them out. But just in case, I just sent them over to my friend's house, and he kept them for me and stuff like that. I would take them to school and leave them in my locker and crazy stuff like that, just so I could have it. Next up is Spider. I remember reading Spider-Man, ironically, by the same artist, Todd McFarlane. He was fighting the Juggernaut, and he had to do something to stop the Juggernaut. I think he had to do some type of magic staff or something to put through Juggernaut to stop him. Because he was like, "Oh no, it's Juggernaut. We can't stop him." And this is another 90s comic, and I don't remember what happened in it. I just remember that cover looking really cool. And I don't know, something with the X-Men. They had to team up and they had to stop the Juggernaut. And he was in New York or something like that. And it was just a really cool issue that I remember reading. That was like the first taste of Spider-Man I got, as far as I can remember. Next is Batman. This is back when they had Batman with these big long ears, and he had this cover. He was sitting on a tree, and he was very muscular. He had red eyes, and I thought that was really cool looking. It was bats in the background, and he just looked so cool to me. I was like, "Man, this is so cool. I gotta buy this." And I was like, "This is so wicked." That's when the word wicked was oh man, that's when the word wicked was popular. Like, "Oh, that's wicked." You know what I'm saying? That's just how far back I go to this stuff. And I bought a lot of covers with Bane on it. Of course, Nightfall. That's a 90s comic when Batman had all these different pouches and stuff like that on him. Their red eyes. And just this really cool cover where Bane had to team up with Batman, and he had like something on his back. Bane had some guns or something on his back, and yeah, they had to team up to do something. I don't even remember the story, and it was a really cool cover. Batman's cape looked awesome, and I just had to pick it up and buy it. Now this is gonna really surprise some people. The first Superman comic I read was during when they had changed his costume, and it was Superman for the next century, and he had that blue electricity. He had electrical powers, and I picked it up. I thought it was cool at the time. I was, "This is really cool," and that was my first kind of taste of Superman that I can remember reading. I think I picked this up at like I don't know, they had comics at Target or something like that, and I remember picking it up. I thought it was really cool. Then I remember Superman versus Spider-Man, and I thought that was a really cool team up. You know, I always wondered why Marvel and DC characters never teamed up until a friend of mine told me that they were from different companies, and I was like, you know, why don't Spider-Man and Superman ever team up, or why don't the X-Men team up with the Teen Titans and stuff like that? And my friend was just like, dude, they're from different companies, and I distinctly remember that, and I thought they were one companies. I thought they would, you know, I thought Marvel and DC were one until I found out that they were separate companies. I remember being really upset about that because I really wanted to see some team ups. And yeah, Superman versus Spider-Man, I really like the issue, and brings up a lot of nostalgic memories. This is crazy. The Amalgam Age of Comics. I thought this was the coolest thing ever. Oh man, I don't know what I was thinking, but they had fused the Marvel and DC, and you know, you had characters like Wolverine would fuse with Batman, Dark Claw, and you had Superman and Captain America fused. It was the Super Soldier and Wonder Woman and Storm fused up. I don't know what they called her, and it was just really cool to me. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And wicked, I should say. This is wicked. And oh man, this is bringing up a lot of memories. But it was just really crazy to look at the Amalgam Age of Comics. Now that I look at it, it's just really foolish and stupid looking. I was like, man, why did I like this? But I still like that Batman and Wolverine costume. I still think that's one of the coolest costumes that they came up with. The Dark Claw. And that's really what I remember, you know, as far as comics go. Yeah, like I said, I grew up in I was in the 90s as far as comics go. I picked up a lot of 90s comics, and I still have them. They're in paper and stuff like that. And you guys can post a video response telling me what you like about, or what are the first comic issues you remember picking up, and we can discuss it. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I am out.